Originally, when someone became Pope of the Catholic Church, they would keep their first names. As a result, for the first few hundred years of the papacy, there are several unique Pope names, such as Pope Hilary, Pope Dionysius, and Pope Zosimus, with the first person to officially change their name being the priest Mercurius, who became Pope John II, with it being assumed that he changed his name because Mercurius was also the name of a Roman god. Now, as mentioned before, there had been a Pope Dionysius, and he also shared a name with a Roman deity, but Dionysius had become Pope in 259, during the early days of the Church, when Christianity was still a minority religion that was being persecuted by the Roman Empire, while Mercurius became Pope almost 300 years later, in 533, and during this century, Christianity had become the dominant religion of the Mediterranean, with the Church also now being very influential. Therefore, it would have been awkward for a powerful Christian leader to have the same name as a non-Christian god. And over the centuries, changing one's name eventually became an accepted part of becoming Pope. However, things started getting complicated with the rise of anti-popes. Now, an anti-pope is someone who claims the title of Pope, but who is not recognized by the Vatican as having been the official leader of the Catholic Church. And during medieval times, there were several instances where there were 2 or even 3 popes at the same time. This made it very difficult for the Vatican to figure out who was an official pope while also keeping the names and numbers in order. This resulted in several weird naming situations. For example, Anti-Pope John XVI is not included in the list of recognized popes, but his number is. So there are official popes John XV and John XVII, but no official Pope John XVI. And this confusion also led numbers to be skipped entirely, such as when Pedro Julio became Pope John XXI. He should have been John XX, but the Vatican had made a mistake because they were unsure of how many Pope Johns there had actually been. As a result of this, when Cardinal Roncalli became Pope John XXIII in 1958, there had actually only been 21 popes with the name John, because John XVI is an anti-pope who doesn't count, and John XX doesn't exist. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. If you'd like to have early access and give feedback on this type of content, please consider joining the Patreon. And as always, thanks to my patrons Ontroid and DC. Thank you so much for the support you have given me so far.